Hello, who are you and where are you from?
Michelle Crowley. I'm from Diamond Head, Mississippi.
All right. And what do you do?
Actually, I'm a retired emergency services consultant. I retired from Biloxi Fire Department as the emergency manager for the city of Biloxi, and spent 28 years in the fire service over there as well.
My goodness. And we are here in Bay St. Louis. Has the climate changed much since you were a kid?
But actually, I grew up north, so it's obviously a little bit different from when I was a child because of the storms up north. I can't speak so much for what happened down in the south, but we had major snowstorms up on Lake Michigan all the time, and but the temperatures were a lot different than what they are now. So the temperatures have definitely increased even up north, and especially down here.
And seasons or anything like that? Or
The seasons kind of stay the same. It just seems to be some extensive extreme temperatures, whether it's cold or it's warm. Like we've had also some cold temperatures down here in the last couple of years as well. So we're seeing that. We're also seeing from an emergency management standpoint sea level rise, and even a small sea level rise can increase the chances of worsening storms. And I think we saw Hurricane Katrina was kind of the start of all that issue, and of course we've seen larger storms since then. But you know, we just kind of like, okay, we're used to hurricanes down here, but the level at which the severity that they are currently can be very devastating for people.
and because of this warming spell, or heat dome, or whatever it is, people are worried about the warming of the Gulf and hurricanes.
Right, but fortunately, you know, El Nino is going on right now, and I have to wonder, from a personal standpoint in emergency management, how much that affected the severity of the storms that, you know, they're being pushed away at this point. So we're very lucky, we're very fortunate that maybe El Nino's here, even though it's causing higher temperatures around the area, but it's pushing the storms away from here because the Gulf is very hot right now, very warm, and it could be very devastating.
What about on an everyday basis? Let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most concerned, where would you put yourself?
Probably at an 8 to a 10, only because it's the job that I do consistently. So throughout the nation now, you know, where it was just the city before, now it's throughout the nation, and we're seeing more disasters, including wildfires and hurricanes.
Is this area here from Bay St. Louis through Biloxi kind of known for hurricanes, or?
Very well known for hurricanes, very large hurricanes. You know, you had Hurricane Camille and then Katrina in 2005. So we've had a lot of devastating hurricanes that have done significant damage to the area. But prior to 2005, we kind of just geared up for a hurricane or a tropical storm, took care of it ourselves, and then, you know, moved on with life. But after Katrina, a lot of things changed, and now we do a lot more preparedness and mitigation, bringing other entities in to assist us during these storms.
During the storms, but you're not doing a lot of prevention. I mean, is it there's a bit of a seawall here, but
that seawall doesn't solve all of our problems, though, because the storm surge can quickly overtake that seawall. It also can overtake, you know, during Katrina, the storm surge was 30 feet. So that day the Gulf met the bay, is what we called it. And that alone creates such an issue because there's nowhere for anybody to evacuate to if they decided to stay behind. We push for them to a mandatory evacuation, but we can't make them evacuate.
That's right. The bridge was out and the roads were out.
Yes.
And so, lastly, what about the future? Are you a climate optimist or pessimist? Is there anything we can do about it?
Well, I think we can do a lot of resiliency work. We can start to look at what can we do to make it better for the residents so that they don't see as much devastation. One of the things you're seeing is building code enforcement. Our building codes have changed extensively in this area, including the height at which the building can be and the type of structure that it can be. And that's one of the largest mitigation concepts that we can use is building codes and enforcement. We can also look at how often or how fast do we tell them people to evacuate, and that kind of speedy mitigation as well, you know, helps with making sure that people get out of harm's way. So we try to do a lot of preparation on the front end to mitigate these hazards, even to look at hazard mitigation. We also look at what type of mitigation techniques we can use to recover from these storms quicker. One of the things that the city of Biloxi is doing right now is putting in water well generators to help with chlorine and pumping water so that we don't lose water during a storm.
Wow. Well, this is on the second day of August here in Bay St. Louis. I lucked out on meeting someone who knows what she's talking about. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.